Let's hunt.
Hello everyone, it's Draxdenko here, and there's been a change of plan. You might remember that in episode 4 that I said JT Music was next, but my guest for that one is busy, so I'm here with Mike Russell to discuss Weird Al.
Yo, let's go.
Weird Al is a parody artist. Weird Al started making music in 1981 with his Another One Rides the Bus EP. He made his YouTube channel on September 4th, 2006. His most popular song on YouTube is White and Nerdy, his parody of Ride and Dirty. He is known as the King of Parodies, and it's a title that he rightfully earned. Now it's time for the questions. Number 1. What's the first Weird Al song you heard?
The first Weird Al song that I ever heard was his parody of I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys, titled eBay. That was the first one I ever heard. I fell in love. And then the second one I heard from him, because I found out my auntie actually likes his music, was I heard Yoda, which I'm pretty sure is original.
Okay, so the first Weird Al song that I ever heard, I think it was... Yeah, it was Eat It, his parody of Beat It. I think that's the first one I ever heard. Alright, now then. Number 2. What is your top 3 Weird Al songs?
My top 3. My number 3 is probably Albuquerque.
Don't think I've heard that one.
It's 11 minutes long, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know if you could really count it as long as just telling him this fictional story where the literal entire time he's just explaining his life in quotes, and then at the end you find out that the entire time the only thing he was trying to make for a point was that he hates sauerkraut.
Well, okay, go on to your number 2.
My number 2 has got to be The Saga Begins.
Okay, his lyrical adaptation of...
American Pie. Which, isn't the guy who wrote the original, like, John MacLeod or something?
No, Don McLean.
I knew it was some sort of name like that. I'm an idiot when it comes to that stuff.
Also, there's a thing where Don McLean actually did listen to The Saga Begins, and he said that on occasion, like he heard it from his kids, and on occasion he would accidentally, or either accidentally or actually purposely sing the lyrics to The Saga Begins. That's how Weird Al impacted Don McLean's life.
Okay then. My number 1 has been the same throughout my entire time listening to him. My number 1 is his parody of La Bamba, Lasagna.
Okay. Well, my top 3 is... So number 3 has to be Polka Your Eyes Out.
Yes, polka compilations are always fun.
And then number 2 is his parody of Gangster's Paradise, Amish Paradise.
Yep, that's a classic.
And then the number 1 top favorite song from Weird Al has to be his parody of Like a Virgin. Like a Surgeon.
Actually, I have an interesting story involving that it's confused me for a while. I've tried to figure out, like, why this is the case, but I can't seem to figure it out. When I first heard the song, I heard it on a channel called Music Choice, which was actual channel on TV where it just played music the entire time.
So like MTV.
Yeah, but the version
MTV used to be, now it doesn't do that anymore.
But the version of the song I heard was much lower of a pitch. And then when I listened to the song on YouTube not too long after, the version on YouTube seemed to be higher pitched than the one that I heard on TV. I still to this day have not been able to figure out why that is. Like, I've looked all over, I've tried to figure it out, I cannot find out why.
Well then, I guess we got our first piece of lost media talking about in this. I'm a huge fan of lost media, so hey. So you said it was lower pitch, and what did you say it was on?
A channel called Music Choice. The one that there were a bunch for different genres, but the channel that we'd go to the most, because my dad is a huge metal fan, we'd go to channel 413, which was specifically for metal, and they always had something good playing.
But Weird Al's Like a Surgeon isn't metal.
No, I don't remember what channel number it was, but there was one for stuff like that. Like, I'm pretty sure there was one for comedy-related songs.
Well, you heard it here from the person who heard it first. So, I guess what I can say here is, let the hunt begin. Go find this lost song. Well, lost version of a song. And who knows, it might already be on YouTube somewhere. But we gotta find the original release date, like original air date for that specific one.
Mm-hmm.
So, go forth and find it. Lost Media Heroes.
Yeah, baby.
That was weird. Well, anyways, third question. Have you ever seen him live?
No, but I want to really bad. I do have a couple of live not tapes, but like DVDs and stuff of shows that he's done. Specifically because I've asked my parents to get them for me, and they have. But it's genuinely been... I've been a fan long enough to where if it's a live show, I'm going to want it if it's on DVD.
Alright, now then. Here comes a question that you really need to use your brain for. Do you know the inspiration for the song Like a Surgeon?
I'm pretty sure what happened with that, like the reason he made that song, unless I'm just thinking wrong, or it was one of the few things in Weird the Al Yankovic story that wasn't actually true. But I could have sworn that it was something along the lines of like, because the original's Lady Gaga, right?
No, the original is Madonna.
Or Madonna, yeah. I don't know why I suck at names.
It's easy to mix those two because people often say that Lady Gaga is just a rerun of Madonna. But no, I don't think that's true.
From what I've heard, it was something along the lines of that Madonna, like, asked him to or something, unless I'm thinking of something else.
Okay, here's my leading thing for it, because there was actually something in the show How I Met Your Mother, and they featured Weird Al in this episode. Weird Al was reading fan mail, and one specific thing came from, one piece of fan mail came from an 8-year-old Ted Mosby, which is one of the characters in the show. And one of the song ideas for parodies that he sent to Weird Al was, one of them was "Wake Me Up Before You Pogo," which that never got made. But I would like to see it made. That would be a nice one.
That would be good.
And the second one was "Like a Surgeon." So most people are thinking Ted Mosby for this song because. And then during the clip, Weird Al is like, "Oh yeah, like that'll ever happen." And then he got a light bulb idea, and he started singing the first few lines of "Like a Surgeon," and then he told his producer to start recording. So yeah, that's my leading theory for the inspiration of "Like a Surgeon" was thanks to Ted Mosby from How I Met Your Mother. Do you think that is actually true, or do you think they just did it for the bit?
Honestly, I'm sure it could be true. I've heard a lot of stuff about people actually finding inspiration like that, so it wouldn't be out of the ordinary.
All right, now then, the fifth one. What's your favorite Weird Al album?
Straight out of Linwood.
I'd have to say my favorite is whatever one had Eat It in there.
Even Worse, I believe.
Okay, yeah, that one was pretty good.
Which would make sense because the cover of Even Worse is meant to be a parody on Michael Jackson's album Bad.
Yeah, I know.
But no. The reason I say Straight Outta Linwood is my favorite Weird Al album is because I actually have 2 copies of it.
Wow.
Well, the situation was, that was one of the few that I didn't have. As of now, I actually have all of his albums that he's released to date.
All right.
But my dad ended up getting me Straight Outta Linwood because it was one that I didn't have. But they never shipped it. So he bought it again from the same people and got a refund for the first one. And out of nowhere, same day we got the one that he had purchased second, the original one that he had purchased came in the mail. So we got both copies of it for the price of one copy of it, all because the mail had a screw up. So for once, thank you, mail, for actually sucking at your job.
I've had a few mail stories, but I'm not going to talk about it. But that's actually pretty interesting. So you have 2 copies of the same album, all because of a mail screw-up.
Yep.
Well, that's about all the time we have for today. Oh my gosh, this is actually a longer episode than I thought. Well, see you all in the next episode. Peace.